Imagine this, you're driving on a winter road in Yakutia, or on a remote road in Alaska. It's warm inside the car, music is playing. You're sipping coffee from a thermos. You're wearing a light jacket and jeans because the heater is blasting. Suddenly an impact. The car skids into a snowdrift. The engine stalls. You curse. You get out to assess the situation. You leave the door ajar, engine off, keys in the ignition. You take 2 steps, and then something happens that changes your life forever. A gust of wind slams the door shut. A click. The central locking system, having malfunctioned from the impact, engages. You're standing outside, in jeans, no hat, no gloves. There's not a soul in sight. The air temperature is minus 71 degrees Celsius, 96 degrees. The wind is 20 meters per second, about 45 mph. With the wind chill factor, it feels like minus 100 degrees Celsius and 148 degrees. The timer has started. You have exactly 15 minutes. Not until rescuers arrive. Not until you freeze to death. You have 15 minutes until you lose the ability to make decisions, until you reach the point of no return. The first 30 seconds, you don't feel the cold. You feel shock. A massive dose of adrenaline floods your bloodstream. You yank the door handle, locked. You punch the window, it doesn't break. It's triple laminated glass, hardened by the frost. You only succeed in bloodying your knuckles. You scream, but the wind shoves your cry back down your throat. The second minute, the adrenaline begins to fade and it arrives. The cold. This isn't the kind of cold you feel when you forget a jacket in the fall. This is a physical assault. Your skin begins to burn as if doused in acid. The air you inhale is dry and frigid. It scorches your trachea. Every breath is pain. You start to cough. Your body understands. This is not a drill. This is war. It activates its emergency defense mode. The third minute, you begin to shiver. This isn't just a tremor. Your teeth are chattering so hard they could shatter. Your muscles contract uncontrollably. This is your body trying to generate heat through friction. But at minus 70 degrees, it's like trying to warm the ocean with a match. Energy is depleted at a catastrophic rate. At this moment, you make your first mistake. You start running, or panicking, or trying to kick in the window. You waste precious calories. You breathe faster. Hyperventilation. You exhale warm air and moisture. You're dehydrating yourself. The 5th minute. The shivering stops. This is a bad sign. It means your body has run out of glucose to fuel the muscles. It switches to plan B, core preservation. Blood retreats from your hands and feet. The vessels constrict to the width of a hair. Your fingers turn white. You can no longer feel them. Now you can't get your phone out of your pocket, even if it's there. You can't zip up your jacket. Your hands are turning into wooden claws. You look at your hands, but your brain can barely process that they belong to you. The next phase begins, the psychological one, the whiteout, the 7th minute. A blizzard begins. The wind whips up snow dust from the ground. Visibility drops to 0. You find yourself in a phenomenon that polar explorers call a whiteout. Sky and earth merge into a single milky white canvas. The horizon vanishes. There are no shadows. Your brain loses its reference points. Your vestibular system goes haywire. You can't tell which way is up. You think you're walking straight, but you're actually walking in circles. You start falling on flat ground. Dizziness, nausea, seasickness on land. You try to focus your gaze, but your eyes fail you. Your eyelashes freeze together. If you blink and keep your eyes shut for more than a second, the moisture on your lashes will freeze solid. You won't be able to open them. You'll have to claw the ice away with fingers that can no longer feel anything. Your corneas begin to cloud over. The cold dries out your tear fluid. Your eyes become as dry as paper. Your vision becomes tunneled. You see the world as if through a narrow pipe. The 9th minute. Panic gives way to a strange calm. This is hypoxia and a hypothermic brain. Oxygen-rich blood is being conserved for the heart. The brain gets whatever is left over. You start to become dull-witted, literally. Your thoughts become viscous, like frozen butter. You forget why you got out of the car. You forget where you are. Simple logical tasks become impossible. I need to break the window with a rock. The thought occurs to you, but you can't act on it. You look at a rock at your feet, but don't understand what to do with it. You begin to hear sounds that aren't there. In the howl of the wind, and you hear voices. Someone is calling your name. John, over here, we're here. You turn your head. No one is there, just a white wall, but the voice is persistent. Come to us, it's warm here. These are auditory hallucinations. Your brain, deprived of sensory input, starts to generate its own, and it always offers you what you desire most: rescue, warmth, the 10th minute. You walk away from the car. This is a fatal mistake. The car is your only landmark, your only chance of being found. It's large, it's metal, a radar will see it, but the voice is calling you into the tundra. And you go, you take 10 steps, you turn around, the car is gone, the whiteout has swallowed it, your tracks are covered in seconds, you are lost, in space and in time. Now you're alone with infinity, and your body enters a mode of self-destruction, the 12th minute. Your body makes a decision that seems cruel, but it's the only way to extend the heart's life for a few more minutes. It defaults on its obligations to the periphery. Your hands and feet are officially cut off from the circulatory system. The capillaries spasm shut. There is no more blood in them. Your fingers are now just bone and frozen meat. If you strike them against a hard object, you won't feel pain. You will hear the sound of wood hitting stone. If you try to bend a finger, the tendon might simply snap. This is the wooden claw effect. Your hands freeze in a semi-flexed position. You can no longer grip anything. You are not a tool-using human. You're an animal. Your nose and ears. They turn white, then waxy. Ice crystals begin to form inside the skin cells. The water in the cells freezes, expands, and ruptures the cell membranes from within. This is necrosis. The tissue is dying. Even if you are rescued now, you will lose your ears and the tip of your nose. They will turn black and fall off within a week. Your breathing becomes shallow, infrequent. Your diaphragm is spasming. The cold air cools the blood passing through your lungs. This cold blood goes directly to your heart. Your core body temperature drops below 35 degrees, from 95 degrees. This is medical hypothermia. Your heart begins to fail. Arrhythmia. It skips beats. It's trying to pump blood that has become as thick as syrup. Your metabolism slows down. You feel an overwhelming exhaustion. Your legs feel like lead. Every step requires a titanic effort. You want to sit down just for a minute, to rest. I'll just sit for a bit, gather my strength, and then keep going. This is the sweetest and deadliest lie your brain will ever tell you. If you sit down, you will never get up. The snow beneath you will instantly melt from your residual body heat, soak your clothes, and then refreeze, gluing you to the ground. The 13th minute. You fall. Not because you tripped, but because the muscles in your legs simply refuse to obey. The signal from the brain isn't getting through. You're lying in the snow. Strangely, you don't feel so cold anymore. The shivering has passed. The pain is gone. A phase of apathy sets in. You don't care about anything. You look at the white swirl before your eyes and think, how beautiful. This is the beginning of the end, but you have one last chance, a tiny window of opportunity. Your instincts are screaming. The ancient reptilian brain awakens. It knows what to do the 14th minute. You have 1 minute of consciousness left. If you keep walking, you will die. If you stay lying in the wind, you will die. The wind is your primary killer. It blows away the thermal layer of air around your body. It cools you 20 times faster than still air. You need shelter, but you're in the tundra. There are no caves, no trees. You have to create shelter yourself. You must become a mole. The snow cave strategy. You don't have a shovel. Your hands are icy hooks. You can't dig with your fingers. Use your elbows, your knees, your heels, roll onto your stomach. Find a snowdrift, dense snow, start burrowing into it. It's hellishly difficult. You're using your last reserves of strength. But it's an investment in life. Your goal is to dig a cave. A small one, just big enough for your body. The smaller the volume, the faster you can warm it with your breath. You bury yourself completely in the snow. You must block the entrance behind you. Pack it with snow. Leave only a tiny hole for air. As soon as the wind stops hitting you, the cooling process slows dramatically. Snow is an excellent insulator. It's about 90% trapped air. Inside a snowdrift, the temperature might be around -5 or 10 degrees Celsius to 23 degrees and to 14 degrees Celsius. Compared to -70 outside, it's a tropical resort. You curl into a fetal position, knees to your chest, hands in your armpits, the warmest spot. You're shivering, and that's good. The shivering returns. It means your body is trying to fight again. In this burrow, you can last for several hours, maybe until morning. If they find you, they will find you here. But most people don't manage to do this. They spend their last energy walking, screaming, fighting the wind, and when the timer hits 1500, something terrible happens. The brain completely loses its connection to reality. The thermoregulatory center in the hypothalamus breaks down. Instead of conserving heat, it gives the command to dilate the blood vessels. Hot blood from the core, heart, liver rushes to the skin, to the cold hands and feet. This is the body's final suicidal gesture. The 15th minute and beyond, you are lying on the snow. Suddenly you feel hot. Not just warm, unbearably hot. Your skin is on fire. You feel like you're in a sauna or on a beach in California. This is a false sensation of warmth. The hot blood from your body's core has flooded the dilated capillaries of your skin. This is the agony of thermoregulation. It heats the nerve endings. The brain interprets this as overheating. You start to sweat? No, you can't sweat anymore. But you feel stuffy. Your clothes feel tight, and you start to undress. Rescuers who find the bodies of those who have frozen to death often see a strange sight. A person lying half naked. Jacket cast aside, sweater torn off, boots removed and placed neatly nearby. This is called paradoxical undressing. In the final stage of hypothermia, a person accelerates their own death by removing their protection. You take off your jacket. You feel good. You feel light. The wind caresses your skin. You think it's a warm breeze. The hallucinations become as vivid as a 4K movie. You see a light. It's not headlights. It's a fireplace. You see people. They are not rescuers. It's your family. They are calling you to the dinner table. You smell roasted turkey. Your brain releases endorphins and dopamine into your bloodstream. A final gift to a dying consciousness. Death by freezing is not painful at the end. It's euphoric. You're smiling. And then, the last, most ancient instinct kicks in. Terminal burrowing. This behavior is observed in dying mammals. Before death, they try to hide in a narrow, dark space. A person might try to crawl under a car, behind a rock, into a snowdrift. Not to save themselves. Reason is already gone, but simply to hide. Rescuers often find bodies crammed into incredibly tight spaces, scraped raw and bloody. The person was trying to burrow into the earth. You close your eyes. I'll just sleep for a little while. Your heart is beating 20 times a minute. 15. 10. 5. Ventricular fibrillation. Cardiac arrest. Your body temperature equalizes with the ambient temperature. You become part of the landscape, an ice sculpture with a smile on its face. So you had 15 minutes. That time determined which of two scenarios your fate would follow. Scenario A, the statistic. You gave in to panic. You ran. You wasted energy. You tried to walk against the wind. When your brain started to fail, you took off your jacket. They will find you in 3 days when the storm subsides. A helicopter will spot a dark shape on the snow. Or your car. You'll be lying in a fetal position, without shoes, 200 meters from your vehicle. Your death will become a brief headline in the news, tourist dies in the Arctic, and a case study in textbooks for rescue workers. Scenario B, the survivor. In the first 3 minutes, you suppressed the panic. You didn't run. You understood the car was locked. You didn't waste energy trying to smash the window with your fists. You started digging immediately. With your feet, your elbows, you dug a burrow. You got inside it before your hands stopped bending. You blocked the entrance. You stayed there for 18 hours. You shivered so violently you thought you would break your spine. You didn't sleep. You fought the urge to close your eyes. You urinated on yourself because going outside meant death, and the warm liquid gave you a second of heat. It's disgusting, but it's survival. In the morning, the storm passed. You heard the sound of an all-terrain vehicle. You managed to stick a hand out. They found you. You will lose a couple of toes. You will have pneumonia, but you will be alive. You will see your children again. The difference between these two scenarios is not in equipment, not in physical strength. The difference is in one decision, made in the 5th minute. The decision to stop. The Arctic is not an evil monster that wants to kill you. Nature is indifferent. It doesn't care if you're a Wall Street executive or an experienced hunter. At minus 71 degrees, we are all the same. We are bags of water and carbon that are losing heat. The laws of thermodynamics know no pity, but they do have rules. If you follow the rules, you have a chance. If you break them, the timer stops. 15 minutes. It's not long enough to live a life, but it's long enough to save one or to lose it. Next time you get in your car in the winter, check if you have a hat and never, do you hear me? Never get out of your car without the keys, not even for a second.